In fact, you may remember I was hiding behind a branch. Hi, I'm Miltonchang of Bonsai Heirloom. I'm really happy that my subscribers are becoming quite a community because people write me about updating the trees. That's why today the video will be about updating several trees we did recently, and to keep you apprised of why I did what I did and the progress idea behind it. And this is my area, kind of the work in progress. I haven't had a chance to organize it. What I would do is make this area my work in progress, trees I've been working on, but haven't got to the quality as the ones I put in the other bonsai court. And then the other area will be for showing the trees I work on in the video to show you progress as time goes on. So in time, I'll get organized. It takes a little time. So this tree, I had it for probably 25, 30 years. It was from a 36-inch box. And I made it into a kind of a formal upright, and with branches coming down on both sides. And one side of it died because I was using the old mix and didn't really water them very well. And I hate to throw it away, so I was playing around with it, and I could see this is the second branch coming down, or the first set of branch coming down below the apex. That was the apex, and that's the other side of the branch. And turns out this is a fantastic cascade, you can see. And so I want this branch to come down so I can see it's a little floppy. I tied this to prevent it from further breaking. And what I did is I covered it with this shade cloth so that it doesn't get too dry. And you can see after 5-6 weeks, this is actually growing now. So this, I think I saved this branch because that's part of the design. As a backup plan, if this one didn't make it, I will have this one grow out. So, you do want to cut aggressively as I do, but also have a backup plan just in case something didn't work out. So I'm very happy to show you because someone asked me for update to see if that branch made it. And so here it is, it made it. And in fact, it will grow quite rapidly now and it will heal over. Just think of it this way. When something is broken off, that's a crack, right? The tree will grow up this way to heal it. So in fact, the crack will soon disappear. So be very aggressive when you trying to shape it because the tree will recover. And don't, like last time I was hammering to break the branches to pull the maple trees apart. It's quite fine, it will grow back. You won't even see the crack at one time. So with that in mind then, I will show you update probably in 6 months, and you'll begin to see this is going to be quite a nice cascade. This will be coming up, this will be going down, and this will be going down. You can see already the possible shape, and with this one coming out. So that's our fantastic cascade saved from a declining tree that I almost threw away. We dug up some junipers about 8 weeks ago. And I asked my gardener to cover it with compost and water it well. And after 4 weeks or so, I went down and found out they were quite dry. So out of the 7, I in fact picked one to do a video with you to show you how to cut back and keep them really moist and soak them in water, and hopefully it will save them. Well, unfortunately, that one died, but out of 7, these 5 made it. This one is doing the best, and this one's not too bad. This one not too bad, but this one is barely struggling. But you can see what happened is that's something you want to avoid. That we put so much compost in your soil to keep the soil porous, and in the process, actually, there's so much air space, the roots can grab hold of the water when you water it and just rinse right out. And they actually, you think you're watered, but you're not. In this case, we have it in compost with a lot of compost mixed with the garden soil. That still didn't do it. Fortunately, this one did well, and in fact, when I style it, I decided to make it a double trunk, with this one being the apex and this part being the apex. So it'll be quite interesting. But you can see this one sprouted tremendously, so it will make it fine. And this one too will survive fine, because you can see these are quite green and coming out. This one's beginning to sprout. I hope this will make it, because the bottom is green. Like this branch just died off because the tree is trying to save itself. And these two, I think you can see also, especially the small one, going to have do quite well. And look at how nice these trees are. They are planted in these are probably about 10 years old. In the ground, they grow quite rapidly, and they got the natural curve that I can play with. And occasionally I get a straight one, and I'm very pleased, and I'm going to try to make a forest of these. So again, make sure the question about how to water, it isn't so how often you water, how do you water, but it's really making sure the soil is moist. If you have to water 3 times to keep it moist because your soil is so porous, so be it. Or if you're a little bit clayey, not too clayey, still a lot of room for air, you can water it maybe once a week. So it depends. But don't go with the assumption that you water it and the tree is fine. Make sure you push on it to see the soil is supple and moist, so that the trees is getting the water. One other thing about watering is that trees actually are talking to you. You remember with the trees when I was doing them, it's not shiny green, but it's kind of a dull yellow green. And that's telling you the tree is talking to you to tell you it's not getting enough water. Okay, have fun. The trees are really hardy if you just pay a little bit of attention. The 4 pines that we did about 4 weeks ago, or the 3 pines that we did about 4 weeks ago, there they are. And there's several things I learned from it. You can see there was a straight up tree. I tilted a little bit, and now you got a nice curve. And they are beginning to sprout, but not very much yet. And this one, I cut it back quite a bit, and I really like this branch someday. It's kind of coming down and maybe do this. And the most pleasing one is this one. Look at how much it's sprouted in about 4 weeks. And that means this tree is healthier than the other ones. That's why it grew a little bit more. So if your tree is healthy, when you cut it back drastically, which is what I do, they come back very quickly. Now, I also show you, I do indeed wire them sometimes, which not very often. And you can see I did this only 4 weeks ago. And if I remove them, that's no problem. They would actually stay put. So let me show you. So don't keep your trees, the wire on too long, because then they tend to gird the branches, and it's not very good looking for the bonsai. And you can see as I remove these wires, they really do stay put. They don't go anywhere, and that's only like 4 weeks. So again, and then you rewire it again, or wire it again to a different steeper angle or something. But you can see there's no more wiring, and yet the tree stay put, right? And I remove everything, and they didn't move. So remove your branch. It's no big deal. You have to put it back again, but remove it quickly to avoid girdling. 2 goals in bonsai, pine juniper. You want the needle to be short, and you want the needle to be approximately the same length. And so what you do is that you can see this particular tree, these where I cut it, they are beginning to come up, but I didn't cut too many of them. So only a few places sprouted. So it will be very non-uniform next time. And so what I would do is I let it grow to completion, from needle to, from a candle to needle. And then when they stop, when they've done growing, then I'll clip them all at once to about the same length. Then when they come out, they'll be uniform, and everywhere it will be sprouting at the same time. And this one, on the other hand, I cut off a lot, and you can see they sprouted a lot. But I don't want to cut it now. You see, these are all new growth, just in 4-5 weeks. But I want them to grow to about the right length, save the few that I want to sort of change the design, right? And then cut it at the same time. Then when they come out, they'll be the same length. And if there are many growths, the needles will be shortened. And so that's the process for reducing the pine needles. No secret. It's just that the old bonsai books didn't explain it really well, so I had to figure it out myself. So I'm sharing it with you. So we'll give you an update in about, I would say like to 2 or 3 months, or 3 months to 6 months. Then you see the progress. Otherwise, it gets boring doing them again and again. But you can see this is filling out very quickly. We did these trees in actually April from Home Depot, well, these two anyway. And they were quite bushy and tall, maybe about 4 foot tall. And we cut it back. So that was April. And then we cut this back again about 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. In fact, that is a very popular video that we got a lot of views in the first few days. In fact, you may remember I was hiding behind a branch and open it up because there was so much growth. Hi, I'm Miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. But this is what happened 4 weeks later after I cut it back severely again. So when you think about it, and this little guy, I put in a pot, show him, but I'm not going to clip these again until they finish growing, probably by October, and they're ready for the winter. And then I will cut them back again, and then a couple more times, these will be quite magnificent bonsai. So really in 2 or 3 years, in 2 years, it become a decent bonsai, and in 4 or 5 years, it will become a very nice bonsai. So again, I want to show you, be bold when you want to shape it. Again, recapping my technique, I don't like to use wiring because this comes through much more natural growth. And my method is basically subtractive manufacturing. Like you take a block of metal and you put in a machine to cut it back to the shape you want. And that's my first cutting. And then I let it grow out and follow the laws of nature, the way it grows. And then I clip it again. So that's the additive, add to what was there last time. And I keep doing that 3 times, subtractive, additive. The tree will become very natural as it will grow in nature. And so anyway, that's the update. And you can see these trees turn out the leaf size are pretty decent. And after 3 reduction, the leaves will become quite small to be good bonsai proportion. So thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next update in about 6 months. Well, thank you very much for visiting us. Please like the video. I need encouragement, and I like brownie points. Why not? Subscribe to our channel so that we'll keep you updated. Thank you very much. See you again next week.